What is a chord? My name is Kingsley and I like to teach the piano. If you're here, what probably brought you here is what is a chord? And to me, a chord is a house where songs live in. You live in a house, right? Your house protects you. Your house is like a shield. Now, chords is the same way to songs and melodies. A chord is a place where songs live in. For example, you know the popular song Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? Now, watch me use. Okay, a chord is a. Let me start this way. A chord is a collection of notes, like do. This is do, right? Re mi fa sol la ti do. That is a collection of notes. Now, a situation whereby you play notes like this to produce a nice sound, it's called melody. Like a melody is like a progression of notes, right? When notes progress, it's called melody, right? But when you play two notes at the same time, it's called harmony. Like they harmonize. Harmony is almost like the word unity, but it's different. Harmony is unity, but both the elements that are being united have expression. You can hear their expression separately. They are separately, but they are blended and still make sense. But a chord, right? A chord is what? This is a chord. When you combine two or more notes together, a chord forms a very wonderful harmony as well. But you need to understand that chords are formed by more than one note, and this is the most popular form of chord formation. It is called a triad. Triad from the word three different notes. And because this is the C key, it is called the C major chord. It is called major because between these first two notes you have three notes in between and you have two in between. If you have 2 and 3, it is called a minor chord. And because the first chord on our number one finger is the D, it is called the D minor chord. This is C major because it starts with C, then it has 3, 2. When it has 2, 3, as in this case, it is called the D minor chord, right? D starting with D, then it has 2, 3. But the situation where it has 2, 2, as in this case, 1, 2, 1, 2. And this is a T, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, or C, D, E, F, G, A, B, right? This is the B diminished. So we have 3 types of chord: major, which is a happy sounded chord; minor, a little bit sad; diminished, very awkward, right? That's why it's called diminished. Okay, basically those are the 3 basic types of chord. Now, the power of chords. I told you before that chords are houses where songs live. Watch me sing Mary Had a Little Lamb. Now, before you play Mary Had a Little Lamb, there's something called a chord progression. It means how will the chords move in the song. Now, for Mary Had a Little Lamb, the chord progression is quite simple. It's do, la, sol, do, la, sol, do, which is C, A, G, C, C, A, G, C. This chord progression might vary depending on who's teaching you. For me, as long as it sounds nice to my ear, it's my chord progression, right? Especially if you want to be a songwriter, you have to trust your ears and not what is generally acceptable by anybody out there. Music is for you. It's for you. Do with it as you please. Okay. So that's do, la, so, do, right, for the chord progression. And the next thing is for us to play the song. Now, in order to play the song, if this is do, la, so, do, your chord will be like this. Your do chord, also known as C chord, or called your do major chord or C major chord. La minor chord, also known as A minor, because this is la, the first note. Sol major, also known as G major. Right, those are the chords you need. Since you know the chord progression, it's time to play the song. Mary had a little lamb, you can see, all I did was play chords, and the song, it's already almost as if I can play the piano, or you can, right? Now watch what happens if I add the left hand and I also play chord. So that way, this is what you'll see. So Mary had, what you'll notice, I did not press this middle, I didn't press 3 on the left hand. It is because actually that because this part of the piano is very bassy, if you don't take away this, it will not sound properly. At least this sounds better than this. This is just too noisy for my liking, so I always like taking this, and most pianists too do that. So watch me play Mary Had a Little Lamb. Mary had a little lamb, a little lamb, a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its face was white as snow. So its fleece was white as snow. Okay, it sounds really better now that I've added both hands. Is because you have more notes in the chord playing for you. Right, it sounds really better. And there's something else you have to know about these chords. It's that you can decide to dance with them. They call them broken chords, some people call them arpeggios. I just call it dancing. So instead of doing, you can do something like this. The chords your fingers are already on, just dance with them. Don't touch any other chord. So I did not do anything special at all. All I did was I held the chord and I decided to press any of them. Depending on if you have, what's it called, that stuff you step on and the chord stays, a sustain pedal, yes. Depending on if you have a sustain pedal, you might not have to hold this down. Now if you don't have a sustain pedal, like I don't, you hold it and leave this hand down while you dance with the rest. You just keep pressing them at random. As long as the notes you're pressing are in that chord, it will make sense. So do it very slow. Very slow at first. Practice it like 20 times. It takes a while to get used to. Then when you're done with that, you try singing on it. Mary had a little lamb, a little lamb, a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its face was white as snow. Doesn't that sound lovely already? Now, that's why I say the chord is the house of songs. Because if you can manipulate chords properly, you can do a lot with chords. And chords are just awesome to have at your disposal, especially if you want to learn the piano. Now, that will be all for now. I'll make a second video following this on how to use inverted chords, right? Inverted chords and octaves on the right hand. And more advanced types of chords. If you're interested in seeing that video, please make a comment. Comment below, and I will make it. If I don't see comments, I won't make it. But then, this is all I have to say about chords for now, and I think and I hope that it has helped you. Something else you should know: all songs have chord progressions. I'm yet to find a song that doesn't. Maybe there are songs that don't have chord progressions, or the chord progressions are random, right? You understand? They are random. They don't have a pattern to them. But all songs have chord progression, and And if you can know this for Mary Had a Little Lamb, you've known it for almost all the songs in the world. You only have to know how to use chord progression for 1 or 2 songs, then you understand how it goes to use for other songs. You don't have to know everything. So I hope this helps. Yeah, thanks, and make sure you subscribe and like the page if you're on Facebook.